First comes love, then comes marriage, then comes the baby in the baby carriage. These are the lines to a nursery rhyme, but also a reflection of society's structure and standards for starting a family. But what if the baby comes before love and marriage? What if the mother is not ready? Whose decision should it be to determine if the mother gets an abortion or not? The Supreme Court or the mother? Recently, a draft was leaked of the United States Supreme Court decision to overturn Roe Vs Wade, a highly critical case that put abortion rights and laws into place in America in 1973. Now here we are, 49 years later, fighting for the same rights and asking the same questions.
For the past 50 years, ever since the Supreme Court decided Roe v. Wade, women in America have had the right to choose whether or not to have an abortion. And now it looks like that right is going away.
Bombshell, the Supreme Court poised to strike down Roe versus Wade. That, according to an unprecedented leak of the justice's draft opinion overnight, a decision would alter the nationwide battle over abortion.
The blockbuster story broke overnight on the Politico website, reporting that a draft of the Supreme Court's opinion shows the court overturning Roe v. Wade in a blistering ruling.
Overnight, tensions running high outside the Supreme Court.
With our country torn into two different sides, who do we turn to for direction and answers? Meet Ivriel Evans, a 33-year-old cosmetology student and a mother of a beautiful 14-year-old daughter. Recently, a draft was leaked of the United States Supreme Court opinion that will overturn Roe vs. Wade. One side of America feels like, get out of my way already when it comes to the choices that women make with their bodies, while the other side of America feels like, enough is enough. Abortions are murder and we need to ban abortions across the country. Now, let's paint this picture. If a woman is raped and her offender is prosecuted, she can get an abortion. If the pregnancy puts a woman's life at risk, she can get an abortion. These are the only two exemptions for getting an abortion. Now, what is your stance on the abortion ban?
Well, I did a little research myself, and I found that according to Merriam-Lee, 6 in every 10 states shows that 59% agrees to the abortion, says yes to having abortions, and 39% says no to having abortions. I personally do not agree with having abortions. I agree with the Supreme Court and the overturn of Roe versus Wade and the abortion ban. I was 19 when I got pregnant, and my family offered the alternative of abortion to me. And I said no. I decided to have my child. I believe that God gives us the decision to make our own choices. Sometimes there's a correct choice, there's a wrong choice, but then sometimes there's not a right or wrong answer. So when it comes down to that, you have to, I believe that we should own up to our responsibilities and do what we can, the best that we can. Before aborting like God's creation, I just believe that there are other alternatives. You know, you could raise the baby yourself. You could allow one of your family members to raise the baby or give it up for adoption.
Is a fetus considered a child? Why or why not?
Now, I'm no scientist or OBGYN, but after the first 10 weeks of pregnancy, the embryonic period ends. So what was an embryo now is considered a fetus. And a fetus is a developing baby, a developing human. I use this as my analogy. I'm 33 years old. Does that make me human? My daughter is 14. Does that make her human? My niece is 2. So 2, 14, and 33 are all different developing stages of humanity. So yes, a fetus is human.
You often hear the phrase, my body, my choice, but you also hear stories about men who were not ready for kids. Therefore, I have to pose this question to you. Why is it okay for women to make the decision to get an abortion, but it is not okay for a man to abandon a child he did not want?
Well, I think that question is a double standard type of question. However, I agree with the question. I do believe that it's my body. So I think the difference is we as women, we are the ones that are giving birth. So we're the ones that's dealing with physical changes, you know, physical alterations. And not every pregnancy turns out to be a good one. You know, sometimes pregnancy leads into death. So to me, there's no comparison to a woman giving birth and choosing whether or not she wants to give birth. You know, like I said, mainly because it's our body. But versus a man not wanting to take care of a child, but you wanted to have sex though, right? That man wanted to have sex though, right? So my thing is, it's just a different. It's not the same level. It's not the same. It's just not the same level.
As a woman of God, what is your moral logic behind the possible overturn of Roe vs. Wade?
My first thought is to let's just keep the world and the women and the laws, you know, the justice system and the politics. Let's just keep that in our prayers. My number one thing is to go to God in prayer first for any and everything. And so because when it's not in our control, then I believe that something supernatural has to come into play. Something supernatural has to take over. So I just think that we should just keep the world and women and, like I said, the laws and the rights in our prayers.
Whose blood is on whose hands?